Alexa, volume down. Today is framing day. I got the back of my frames here. A nice black frame. And got some prints. And it's a bit laborious, but needs to be done, obviously. Do you know what this kind of thing reminds me of, actually? You know, like framing and printing, delivering, and the admin side. Do you know what it reminds me of? Like, if you worked in a pub before, then it's a bit like when you're a barman, right? I'm going to pull this close, hang on. When you're a barman, I'd say very little time is spent serving drinks. No, not very little time. Maybe 50%, 40% some days. And the rest is cleaning, wiping, listening, lifting. So yeah, so you know, when you go into the pub industry and you expect to be pouring pints as a barman, or at least making drinks, pouring wine or whatnot, the reality is that, yeah, there's a lot of cleaning involved, man. Like cleaning toilets, cleaning vomit, lifting kegs, changing beer, getting covered in crap, covered in beer, stinking. So yeah, anyway, my point is, by the way, I love all that. I'm just trying to make the comparison that the stuff I'm doing now, which is the printing and the framing and all that sort of stuff, is kind of like that version of within being an artist, because as an artist, you would expect to be spending all your time creating and drawing, painting, and whatever it is that you do, but actually there's quite a large side of it. Again, I'd say the majority, actually, like 60%, is spent either marketing or networking, framing, printing, running around, chasing. Yeah, so that's how it is. It would be wonderful if I could spend 100% of my time drawing. And I guess people do get to that point. I suppose that's the point where you pay other people to do this sort of stuff for you, isn't it, I guess? Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. So my frames, all my frames come with a lovely mount like this, which is nice and textured, as you can see, and that sits inside the frame above the artwork. Just makes it pop. So what's everyone doing today? Alexa, volume up. And when you're framing, it's really difficult to not get your fingerprints on the front. I mean, on the outside is cool because you can just wipe it afterwards, but it's so difficult not to get fingerprints and dust and crap on the inside. It's near impossible actually, especially dust, but what are you going to do? Now, I was going to go over the park, but the sun has decided to retire. Oh well. So we've got a bit of old school house on today. We had a bit of rave this morning. 1993. And this is, I don't know what this is. Sounds a bit electro. Do you know something? My sense of smell is so good, like better than you would think. And I'll tell you why, because I get smells sometimes, and I know this happens with a lot of people. I'm certainly not special, but like I will smell something, right? Tell me if this happens to you as well, and then it takes your brain somewhere else for a split second, and you're like, where is that smell from? And actually the majority of smells that take me back to somewhere are from primary school, that sort of age. So this smell, the one that I'm talking about now, is from a book I had when I was young. I've actually still got it. It's not the same book, but I've still got a different version of the book, and it's Adrian Mole. You know, the diary. Pretty popular in the 80s. Anyway, that was my first book that I ever read, and it was written for sort of 10 to 12 year olds, I think it was, and I was about that age, so it's perfect. And it taught you all about growing up as a young boy, and about girls and spots, puberty, willy size, all these strange, like growing hairs and things. Weird, man. I mean, weird like to look back now, but yeah, it was so helpful at the time. But anyway, that book that I read when I was young has the same smell as this, so I can only assume that the paper or the ink would have been the same that was used at that time. But it's cool, isn't it? Like when you get a smell that just jumps your memory to years ago, that I don't think sight can do very well. Maybe it depends person to person, but for me it's definitely smell. Definitely my strongest sort of sense. Alexa, next song please. I try and be polite to Alexa because she you know, I need her around. I need her to do things for me, and there's no harm in being polite. Plus, I don't know at which point she's going to turn and switch on me. Do you know what I mean? I'm assuming at some point all the robots are going to go a bit mental and turn on the humans. So I'm just being very polite to Alexa at the moment, just so I know she's listening, just in case when that time does come, I'll be a bit more in their favour. You know what I mean? This is Mace, which is spelt MA $E. He is, or was, I mean he's still around, but yeah, he was my favourite rapper when I was young, and he still is in a way. And he had an album in 97, I'm guessing 97, called Harlem World, and it was when I was growing up. Me and my brother were into hip hop, and it was one of the albums that I just kept listening to constantly, and you know, where you're obsessed and you start learning every lyric. So now when I hear Mace play, not the songs he brought out later on, but from that era, yeah, I still know all the words. It's crazy, man. The memory works in strange ways. But anyway, it's a good album. I'd recommend it. There's a fair bit of swearing. Yeah, there's a fair amount of words that I'm not going to say, but regardless, it's quite a thoughtful, quite an intelligent album actually. Yeah, so this is him. And he was East Coast. It's not too much of an issue now, but if you remember, sort of, especially in the 90s, there was the whole East Coast, West Coast rivalry. And for some reason I just sided with New York, so. And Mace was on the Bad Boy Entertainment, and Bad Boy record label, which was Puff Daddy's, or P Diddy as he's known now, I think, unless he's reverted back. But anyway, he was good friends with Biggie and Busta and Puff Daddy, so it was a good little crew. So we're nearly there. Framed, nice and mounted there. So you see with the mount, it makes it pop, and it kind of draws attention, especially with the black frame, from black to white to colour. It sort of draws your attention in, and the black as opposed to the white keeps you kind of looking in this dimension. I love the white frame, but when you've got colour white and white, and especially a white wall, it kind of gets lost in like a sea of white, whereas the black, it kind of forces your eyes in the middle, which I really like. Alexa, next song, please. I don't know if you guys can hear this music, but it's on shuffle, so I don't really know what's coming, but this particular track is by Corrupt FM. Anyone heard of those? Corrupt FM is, I love these guys so much, man. They're a group of, well, actually it's a mockumentary that's, I think it's BBC. I've been watching it on Netflix, I think, but I think it started on BBC anyway. Anyway, it's about some West London friends who create and run a pirate radio station, and this is them. But the irony is that they're really good at what they do anyway. So it's not as if they're just a joke, like David Brent. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if you laugh at them. I mean, you do laugh at them, but there's a bit of an irony in that they're pretty sick MCs and DJs. So thoroughly enjoyable. Plus, they're obsessed with UK garage, which I am as well. I say, above all, it's my kind of number one go-to genre, if I had to choose. And they're a bit obsessed with keeping the garage movement alive, and so am I, but it's proving so difficult. And they hate house music, which I don't. I adore house music, but they really hate it in the series, and it's so funny to see that clash between kind of like new cool house with ripped jeans and tight leggings and vests and tattoos compared to old garage, which is a bit more casual wear, tracksuits, and more bass, I guess. But anyway, it's a great series, Corrupt FM. They've got an event actually in Amsterdam in a few months, and I've put myself down for the pre-sale tickets because I'd love to go see them. I've already seen them in South London at an event. I think it was Morden Park last year, maybe 2 years ago, and they're so funny. And yeah, they've got like a little festival in Amsterdam, so I'm there. I can't wait. One of my favourite cities, plus one of my favourite things on TV, plus some of my favourite characters, plus my favourite music. Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, that's all framed now. I've had a bit of a mare lately with my printer. I mean, I love the guys to bits, but with what's happening, unfortunately it's affected them in having to stay open every day. Like most people, they've had to sort of cut back hours, and my printer has unfortunately had to revert to part-time opening hours, which is understandable, which means some of my prints are a bit delayed. So if you're watching that and that is you, apologies. I should have already told you this, and I'm pretty sure I have, but again, sorry that they're a bit delayed. I've looked around for quite a few alternatives actually for printers, but a lot of them are affected. I've got another print here, which is the Black Country. That's going out today. I've got plenty of A4 prints here as well. This is Pimlico. Anyone ever been to Pimlico? These prints are going to be for sale in a place called Cave, C-A-V-E, in Pimlico, and it's my friend owns it, and she upscales furniture, and she has a whole lot going in there. Actually, there's going on there. There's an exhibition at the moment, which I'm going to try and get down to. So obviously it's an art gallery as well. They have live drawing. Yeah, there's lots going on there, and they got a little stall for tea and cakes and things as well. So I do enjoy getting down there where I can. But anyway, these are going to be on sale at Cave in Pimlico. Alexa, next song, please. If you'd like more info about where Cave is, just message me and I can let you know. I drew them into the artwork as well. You can see there's a cave there. See that cave? I've also got Streatham. I realise this reads backwards, but that's my Streatham print. And this will be on sale in Batch, BATCH, run by another lovely woman who, is it Streatham Hill it's classed as? Anyway, it's Batch. It's a coffee shop, really nice place in Streatham. So these will be for sale there. I drew them in there, you can see. Batch coffee shop. Isle of Dogs. Which is that little spurty bit that you see on the EastEnders map. Near to Canary Wharf. Tooting! We all know Tooting. There you go. Seems to be my best seller. And this will be for sale in Love Art, the stall in the market. So yeah, there's a fair bit going on at the moment, and obviously I just need to get all these shipped out and framed as soon as I can. So I'm going to leave you all to it for now. And if you need any information about any of the places I've just mentioned, do give me a shout. And hope you're all well. The sun should be coming out pretty soon, not today, but the next few days, over the weekend and into next week. So hopefully we can start doing more outdoor things. I've just created it's not a group, but it's a chat on Messenger on Facebook with some local artists around here. So it's a good way to meet some creative individuals who live in the area which I'm in now, which is Hackney. So if you are in East London, let me know and I can add you to this little group, because at the moment we're just chatting about whether we can meet up for a bit of coffee and doodling and, you know, drawing or alcohol, whatever. So let me know if you'd like to be involved in that as well. Cool. Alright, peace out. Thanks, guys.